Good morning, everybody. It's Mike. It is the 13th of October. Happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday the 13th. Boo-hoo, markets are not going to crash because it's Friday the 13th. We need news for that. So this is your morning setups call. So let's just jump right into it. So I was not around for the last half hour yesterday. I missed a little bit of the close, but looking at it, you can see a couple things. First of all, this is one of the toughest markets I think I've ever traded, guys. And these tight, low volume range we're in right now is very, very difficult. But we look at the action, we play it. Q's put a new all-time high in yesterday and sold off and closed pretty much on the lows at this point. So we kind of have a little bit of a reversal candle in the Q's yesterday. Not a big one, didn't get below the 8-day, didn't engulf the range, but you can definitely see here that, make it nice and big for you. You can see we went above the high and came down and closed lows, but we held the open from the day before. Held this tight area. So just showing us that there's enough buyers to push this at this point, and maybe there's some sellers coming in the mix or trying to push some of these sections down. Overall, no harm done. IWM was the same way, right? Sitting here, still holding the 8-day and trending, just going sideways and burning off that big overbought condition it had gotten itself into. So as we go in today, banks are reporting earnings this morning. XLF is not doing much at this point after that nice wide-ranged bar that took us below the 8-day for the first time since we pretty much got above it, right? Since we got up and took it back here on the 11th of about a month ago of September 11th, we have not closed below the 8-day once. So a little bit of a warning sign there. Banks like to sell off into earnings and then come back. Bank of America earnings look good. It's gapping up a little bit. Still waiting on some of the other banks to report this morning. They'll be coming in soon. My areas of focus today. So I'm going to keep an eye on Starbucks here. Starbucks has a gap here. You can see it right here. Make it nice and big for you guys. Right here. We ran into it and we pulled just back below it yesterday. Not quite ready, but Starbucks, basically this gap starts right here at 56.14 area. It's a nice little gap. I'd like to see if it can get in there and at least get up to that. The 200-day and the 100-day I wrote in the middle of this. There could be some resistance, but this could give us a nice little trade today. So Starbucks is a name we're going to put on our list. We're going to add Target back to our list of names to watch because it also has a gap here. You can see this stuff goes all the way back. This is a long gap. It's put in a long base. You can say it has an inverted head and shoulders pattern here that's getting ready to play out. So Target should be a name on our list. It's tight. It can get a big move, and especially if they want to rotate into something like that. You can see it's a nice size gap. So again, something to do, something to keep an eye on. We're going to keep an eye on commodities today, like steels, because they got an article out. They posted it on my Twitter feed. You guys can all see it out there. Talking about just the changes and that what's going on with China and that this is good for everybody. And you can see X is up, looking strong. See if they come after it. Vail is up, looking strong, right? FCX, I think, is up. Cliff, right? So these names are all moving a little bit. So something else to keep an eye on. Twitter. I want to talk a little bit to you guys about Twitter today because it is back in the gap and the rest of the gap can be filled. And when we look at Twitter, so the gap started here where the blue line is. It did a partial fill. Now it's back into it. And you can see it closed right at the top of the Bollinger Band today. It went out and pulled back in and closed just inside of it. This one looks like it's going to want to try to fill part of this gap before earnings. We'll keep our eyes on it here at this point. First fill would be up here at 1921. Then you'd have a little bit more resistance here at 1960, and then finally 20 is where the final gap where it closed the day before comes in. So we'll keep an eye on that. And I want to talk about biotech a little bit. And IBB been a name I've been watching, and I've been out of it for a little bit. And we got real tight in here, and then boom, nice move. Now we've come back, and you can see we were retesting the breakout area yesterday, right? We came into the area, we broke out, we've retested it, the 21 days right here. This thing likes to trade sloppy, right? It likes to go make a move, then sell slowly, get everybody out, and then go again. So this is something we can start watching. And if you don't like IBB because it's bigger, you can play the XBI, which has options and is tighter as well, or a Labu. All right, these are the index, these are three of the ETFs that I work for. Lebu is triple leverage, so just be aware, but it's a great day trading vehicle. It's a nice one to keep an eye on. And let's see, what else? Let's pull this back in. Also, Netflix got some upgrades this morning. It has earnings on Monday. It's had a tough time getting through here. I kind of doubt a little bit that they let it out today, only because why would they want to pay all these weekly option players um, with earnings on Monday? And you can see, though, there's a lot of open interest at that 200 level, right? Right. Look at what's going on here. A lot of open interest at 200 and the 197.50s. So it would be interesting to me if they actually let these guys get paid, but we'll see how that plays out here. But definitely a name to keep an eye on. But it's a scalp. You don't want to get long in it. It's a scalp. It's a small scalp trade. And I'm going to put NVIDIA on the list today because it got another upgrade to 250. And you can see it gapped up again. It's coming back in. This thing trades wide. It trades loose. It trades sloppy. Put a new all-time high in briefly yesterday and pulled back. But, man, this thing likes to go. At this point, it may be waiting for the 8-day to come up. I'm not really sure. We'll keep an eye on it. So these are some of the names I really like going into today. We'll see how the market sets up. On Fridays, I like to watch for suicide sweepers. These are guys that come in, sweep today's expirations, and you jump on, and your risk is premium paid. You pay a little bit of money, you take the risk, and you ride it. And I usually put a 50% stop loss on that right away off the bat. It's either going to go or it's not. We see that a lot in Tesla and NVIDIA. And some of the other names. Speaking of Tesla, not on my list today, but Tesla can wake up anytime. If I could type it, there we go. Tesla could wake up anytime. It's just in a very tight range right now. It's giving a lot of plays either direction, but you can see it can't get to this 360 area and get through it. Very tight. I like tight setups. It's something to keep an eye on. And I will bring up Amazon one more time, only because I think this thing is at the precipice of running here. It had tried to go yesterday, gave us a nice trade, but couldn't hold it. And now maybe it just needs a day or two, but it looks like this thing wants to try to run back up before earnings get up to this level. So those are your setups. Put them out there for you. If this is stuff you like, follow me at smartoptiontrading.com. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you for the open at 9:30.